Hi and welcome to today's live. You caught me trying to get some things sorted out in preparation for you. And yeah, when you're doing tech, it can be a thing, but I'm glad that we are getting closer. Let's see, there you go. And it is there. Okay. The idea was just to get the comments on a screen that I can see without squinting. Okay. But I do welcome you. I sincerely welcome you to today's live. And if you're here already, that's a good thing. And I can't see. Let me see if I can see. If you're here, please make yourself known by sending a hello or a hi to me. I mean, you might as well. Okay. I did say that I look forward to the lives because you get to speak to people, in real time, and that can only be a good thing, So please, if you're online already, please make me feel your presence. Don't let me beg, okay? I'm committing and dedicating this whole hour for you, and I promise that I won't keep you beyond 1 hour. The idea is to get your questions, answer them in real time, and get you to really get some peace concerning some things that your child or children may be going through. And we have to get to a place where we know we don't know it all, and so we need a little help. And I and the entire channel, whoever is plugged in, we're dedicated to making sure that you are safe and that your kids are also safe. So we're dedicating this hour to, super fan, as usual. I'm sure she's giggled. We're dedicating this whole hour to answering your cyber security questions, family-centered cybersecurity questions. And please make yourself known. Let me see if I can get this comment on the screen because I want to encourage you guys to make sure that you're asking these questions. So I think I can do this. Let's see. Is it showing? No, it's not showing. Why are you not showing? It's not showing. Why? Why are you not showing? Why are you not showing? I need to get that message on the screen. Let me see if I go to this. Let's see. No. Okay. Well, I'll get the comments, but thank you. Hi, Devin. Thank you very much. Appreciate your time. And no doubt I expect questions from you. Whoa, many more. All right. The name there is a bit, and I hope I'm not doing a disservice. It says Chicken McNugget. You must like Chicken McNuggets. And I think that's a McDonald's thing. If that's you, okay. I welcome you, and I'm expecting questions. Thank you for making your presence known. Like I said, I'm going to cover some things first to make sure that we are aware of some scams and things that are out there that are, especially one. I did mention that there was one that I definitely wanted to get through to you. But just get your questions going. And if you want me to answer, well, okay, Imogen, you have a shout out. Thank you for dropping by, Imogen Randall. That's your shout out. I hope that does it for you. Okay, so we're here to answer questions. Well, I'm here to answer questions. So please put in your family-centered. Okay. Well, you don't want to be downloading a virus. I've just seen. Why can't I get this onto the screen? Let me see so that you can have a question in there from Chicken McNugget, who is asking, What do I do if I download a virus? First thing you have to do is disconnect from the internet immediately. That's definitely what you need to do. And make sure that you are make sure that you are you know, promptly taking anything you can. The internet is the first thing. That's the first thing that dropped in my head. Disconnect from the internet immediately. That's definitely what you must do. And then, of course, there are other things that you can do. What you don't want to be doing is keep the internet on, because that could just make sure that it's, or make it worse. Disconnect from the internet. Shut down your computer. Shutting down your computer may be a good thing, because ultimately you need a clear head. So if you see dodgy behavior, virus behavior, shutting down your computer after you've taken out the internet cable is definitely going to help you. Then you revisit it with a clear head. When you put on the computer and all that, you have a clear head. Don't do anything in panic, because you're vulnerable at that time. Okay, that should get you going. But I hope that you succeed in getting that out there. There's so many tools. There's McAfee. There's a Stinger app that you can use to take. It just depends on what the virus is and the behavior. But there are apps that will allow you clean your system offline. That's very key. Okay. All right. So I'm beginning to suspect that some of these comments are rogue. Yeah, they are rogue. Okay, so I'm not going to, and good that I've not, let me start doing some things. Good that I didn't bring it up on the screen, because it's becoming a bit off. Okay, the things that I can do, you know, to, at the moment I'm banning them because they're not. I wish I could show you what I'm doing, because these guys or girls are trying to mess up with you can see the comments, those of you who are online already, so you can see that these chaps are doing things and they're almost mocking me. Okay, well, I've succeeded in banning them. Let's see how many accounts they have. Yeah. Okay. Yes. This is the live of a tech guy. Or the fact that I'm teaching you would mean that there are others who are trying to mess with me teaching you. So if I'm banning comments and moderating comments at the same time because someone doesn't want me, or people don't want me to teach you these things, then you can see why it's so important to make sure that we're keeping our kids safe. Imagine your young one on a call or on a YouTube channel. You know, let's just assume that they have a channel and they're engaging. If they don't know what's going on, they don't know that you can ban these folks. But that should take care of that, and we can just continue with what we're doing. It's a waste of my 8 minutes. At first I thought, oh, okay, hippie, lots of traffic. The only legitimate attendee or two, one is my super fan, my one and only. And then my other family no longer across the pond, right here, live and direct in the UK. Thank you so much. I shout you out forever, both of you. You guys are the greatest, okay? All right, so I said I was going to kick it off whilst questions can come in. I do have my comments here, so the only issue I have now is not being able to get these comments onto the screen, because that would have been lovely. I'm not sure why I can't. Maybe that's why. Yeah, that's why. Okay, now you can see it. Okay. Okay, I'll do it again. Make sure that you are I need it to be here. Let's see. 1 second. I'm just getting the comments thing so that I know that I can see you. Let's see. Yeah, okay. That's okay. But red does seem off. Let me see if I can change the red to white. I'll change it to white. Okay. There you go. Okay, yeah, you are in the building. And before Zachariah came on, my super fan was also on board. Enough said. Good afternoon to you. Bless you richly. Okay. All right. So please submit those questions. Now I'm just going to go in. Devin, I've not done anything to your, let's see if I'm hoping that you are genuine because I've had to ban some people. You said hi, and that's a very humble hi. I welcome you. I'm not quite sure whether you are, actually, you know what? Let's make sure that I can see all of you. Okay. All right. So those 11 minutes we can't recover. So I'm just going to dive in. I know that I did give us a list of things that I was going to share, but I've had to add one more because I saw this come through yesterday on BBC. And it's a news item that I really believe is very sad. Sad that we've gone by gone. I'm talking about the UK government. You know, the day before, I think it was Thursday or Friday, we shared some information on how we must celebrate what the UK government are doing. Let me lower this music. What the UK government are doing, you know, to enhance security for our young folk. And I said that if the government are doing things that are praiseworthy, we must celebrate them, you know, and give them a shout out. And I did that, and I don't regret it because there's got to be balance in the information we pass on. The information I passed on was that they were doing good and they could do more, but we celebrated a lot of the good things. But it all fell apart when I saw this bulletin that you're seeing up there. An Apple pulls data protection tool after UK government security row. And if I had seen this before that live, I would have definitely shared it, but I didn't. And so I don't know whether it gives us a time where this message, yeah, there you go. It was 21st of February. It was not 3 hours, but 21st of February. And I did the live, I'm sure, before. Yeah, it was either on Thursday. Yeah, it was Thursday that I did that live on what the UK government were doing. But it certainly was after. This came after. And it saddened my heart because the UK government have done very good things and they continue to do. But unfortunately, I don't know how or who presided over insisting that Apple... You know what? Let me just read it because I'll be able to explain it as I read it. It says Apple is taking the unprecedented step of removing its highest level data security tool from customers in the UK after the government. So the government initiated it. It wasn't like Apple just took a decision. After the government demanded access to user data. And that's the ADP. Means only account holders can view such items such as photos or documents they have stored online through a process that I explained is known as end-to-end encryption. And in simple words or simple terms, end-to-end encryption protects the data or the communication that you have with a recipient or contact in your in the tool that has this enabled. So WhatsApp has end-to-end encryption. Signal and Telegraph also have end-to-end encryption, which means that if friend A and friend B are communicating, that information is only seen by those two parties, and not even the government before now could intervene or demand to see that information. It is private. And I did flag at the time, if you go back and watch the video, that unfortunately rogues are exploiting this. And I think this is where UK stance is, that they should be able to intervene if rogue activity is happening under the umbrella of end-to-end encryption. You know, and I said that they wanted to balance privacy with child safety. And that really is a good thing, you know, and yeah, the jury is out, really. And I know that this discussion is going on. Many have said that it's sad. Let's see. Let me read it here so you can see. So where you see, but earlier this month, the UK government asked for the right to see the data, which currently not even Apple can access. And it's been a joy that we know that Apple can't see our communications either. Apple did not comment at the time this bulletin states, but has consistently opposed creating a backdoor in its encryption service, arguing that if it did so, it would only be a matter of time before bad actors also found a way, you know? And that's looking at the comments to make sure that I'm seeing this. Okay. Yeah, so we don't want, obviously, we don't want bad actors to come in and spoil the fun that our kids are having, you know, or indeed we are as a family. But the reality is that if that, okay, now the tech giant has decided it will no longer be possible to activate ADP in the UK. So it means eventually not all UK customer data stored in the cloud, which is Apple's cloud storage service, will be fully encrypted. And encryption is necessary, which is why it's such a shame that at some point soon, if not now, well, soon should be enough, the data that we have stored in the cloud is no longer really private. Governments like the UK would be able to access the information. And of course, there will still be some rules because you can't just go in and look at the information. If there's cause, I think it's called probable cause, which could be rogue activity, terrorist activity, and all that. If that is happening, then the UK have a right, based on this, to, you know, investigate your data, your communication, which you can see why that's a good thing, you know. Well, I say it's a good thing. As I said, the jury is out. Data with standard encryption, which will be the case for UK customers, you know, won't have, or without encryption, I should say, will not have that protection. It says here that the Home Office told the BBC, we do not comment on operation matters, including, for example, confirming or denying the existence of such notices. In a statement, Apple said it was gravely disappointed that the security feature would no longer be available to its British customers. You know, I've explained how encryption works in simple terms, but ultimately, it's saying existing users' access will be disabled at a later date. ADP is necessary. And you can see the disappointments from huge players like Prof. Alan Woodward. He's a cybersecurity expert at Surrey University, and he said it was a very disappointing development which amounted to an act of self-harm by the government. And all the UK government has achieved is to weaken its, it goes on to say, online security and privacy for UK-based users. He told the BBC, adding it was naive of the UK to think they could tell a US technology company, you know, what time it is, what to do globally. Online privacy expert, another, Carol Robson, said she believed it was unprecedented for a company simply to withdraw a product rather than cooperate with the government. That's why I said the jury is out, because it's a good thing and it's not a, some are considering a good thing, some are saying it's not. It would be very, very worrying precedent if other communication operators felt they simply could withdraw products and not be held accountable by governments, she told the BBC. And it goes on and it goes on, you know, and I don't want to spend all the time Let's see if there's any other one that I can bring down. But you can see, I'll put the link in the comments so that you can research it for yourself. Apple obviously says it's committed to offering this encryption, end-to-end encryption, lock, if you like, highest level of security for personal data for other parties. But the UK, when this all goes live, I don't have those dates to hand. And this is where I connect. The UK Children's Charity has said that end-to-end encryption or encrypted services can hinder child safety and protection efforts, such as identifying sharing of child sexual abuse material. So if you take that away, let's see, if you take the encryption away, then that's where the good thing, in my view, that's where the good thing comes, because you should be able to, investigate and not be held back by privacy rules. And I think what the government are doing is they want some balance so that it is not, it's not dead set. Well, you can't just, you know what? I'm going to leave it there, leave it for you to chew. But ultimately, what this is all saying is that you have a little issue here where the UK government are demanding some balance so that rogues are not getting away with murder, and Apple are not willing to open that door, and hence they're taking it all away from the UK users. I think the fight will go on. This is the kind of information we'll say, watch this space. So it is going to go on. Okay. So I think I'll leave that there. Kind of spent a lot of time on that. But what I did want to show you also is the reject and accept cookies. I just want to demo it so that you can see how these things fly. I'm going to go to the BBC. Yeah. Let me go back to that screen. So I'm going to go to the BBC and see whether it will prompt me, because I had to clear my I don't know whether you see this. Oh no, you're not seeing it. Oh, let's see. It's going to be smaller now, but I wanted you to see it. Let's see. But ultimately, for those who are just joining, I'm making sure. Come on, my mouse, where are you? Yeah. I'm making sure that you can see. Yeah, I'm going to make it smaller so that you can see it. Okay. Yeah. It's quite small. All right. So when you visit a site that has cookies enabled, yeah, this is typically what you see. You see accept additional cookies, reject additional cookies, let me choose. Okay. For me, the advice I've given in the past is where you have accept, reject, always take the let me choose. Okay? And that's important. Here it's saying reject additional cookies, which means there are cookies already that it's already enabled. And so it's good to go in and find out exactly. And cookies, just in case you don't know what they are a piece of, just a bit of data that a website is allowed to place in your browser, or in fact on your computer, that allows it to, pass on information to you and make your browsing experience pleasant, they say. But if it was just that, it won't be an issue, because you'll find, as we go through many other sites, that there are strictly necessary cookies that need to be enabled to allow the website function. And you can't change those. So we get that. You can't change them. It's the additional that we are saying you have to have control over. So if you go to let me choose, which is, let's see. Oh, no, it's on the let me choose. If I do let me choose, it goes in and explains. Sorry, I moved very quickly. So you can see that the cookie settings, and the reason why many of us just choose accept is because you don't want to be bothered by doing all this. But I'm saying it's important to do it because let's say you go to a rogue website, a website that is just out to harm you, and you say accept. By accepting, remember I say this allows you or allows the vendor to drop a piece of data onto your system. Yes. So imagine you go into a rogue website where it says accept all and you click accept. Once you accept, it will not just download that cookie, it could also download malware. Okay? And this is why we're saying that you have to have a say in the decision. And that's why let me choose is often what we'll say. And other sites, as you may see, will say modify. Okay, and that's important. So like I'm scrolling now, it says do not use functional. That's okay. Do not use personal. That's also okay. All right. So you've chosen that, and you see, this is one other thing that they do. Those have been selected. So what now? I can't find select all or select my choices. That is not showing me anything to click on. And this usually, if you want something from the website, you don't have time for this. But I'm saying make time. Try and find out, where exactly you can get the information. If you can't get it, I will tell you just move away from there and go somewhere else. Okay? And I'm saying that for real. It may not tick your box, but that's exactly what I'm recommending. Okay? So the do not use functional cookies, that's okay. It gives you an opportunity. And then do not use performance. What I expect that blue button to be is accept my choices, but that's not very clear what you do with that. So I'm going to go back and I'm just going to say what I'm recommending is just leave the site. Okay? Leave the site. Reject additional cookies cannot hurt, but accept additional cookies is definitely not something I'm going to advise that you do on this website. Now, BBC is obviously not a rogue site, so you know it to be true. Knowing that BBC over the years and even now have a lot of things in place, I'm just going to say reject so that I can move on. Reject additional cookies. I don't want anything more than what I've already accepted. Okay? So it allows you into the site. If I said reject, it will probably reduce what I can see or make it very incredibly difficult for me to browse this website because I've said I don't want any of those things. Let's go to another site. There was one that I saw the other day that gives you, let me see if I go to, let me go to this site. That's another one. You see, I cleared all my browsing data so that any site I go to will show me this. Okay? Now, this has also given me accept and reject. I don't want to accept or reject. I want to choose. And at the moment, there's nothing here that allows me to choose. The only thing I can see is if you can see right on top of the additional cookies, it says view cookies. If I do view cookies, perhaps it'll allow me do something. Then again, it's not. If I go all the way down, let's see if it says, okay, it does. So this one, so I've gone to view cookies. Now I can see all that they're doing, and I'm not really, the non-essential cookies especially. So the essential ones, necessary cookies, we will not be able to edit. Non-essential, I don't want any non-essential cookies. Let's see what it gives me. Sorry if I'm making you dizzy because I'm scrolling too fast. We're running out of time. To change your cookies, yeah, you see? So you see, just right down there, I hope you can see it. Yeah, it says functional. These cookies are necessary for the operation. That's clicked. You can't unclick it. Can you see? Well, you can't see I'm clicking it, but you can't unclick it. What you don't want to do is accept non-functional, because what you do if you say accept is basically you're doing that. I don't want that. So I'm taking that tick away and I'm just saying save just functional cookies without which I will not be able to browse this site, which makes sense. So I save them. Okay? Save preferences. And then go away from here. Why is it not letting me to close this page off? See, these websites should really get their act together, because this is part of the problem. The problem is you are making it, vendor, very difficult for people who are in a hurry, and you shouldn't really be in a hurry that much so that you say accept. Don't accept still, no matter how you are. So now that I've found that information, I think that's what it is. That was supposed to explain what happens when you accept or reject. So I'm saying reject functional cookies by doing what I showed you before. Let me go back there. So what the reject would mean is basically this, that you're saying, I don't want non-functional. Okay? That's what that means. So let's go back and now say reject additional cookies. Now you can browse the site. Can you see? All right? So it's important to take time and go to these places that they're telling us to go, where we get more information before we accept. Okay? If there's nothing, if there's additional information that they're asking or requesting to dump on your system, you have to say no. But let me choose is a better option, or at least get an explanation like we did on that page where it says view cookies. Okay, let's go to the last site and I'll kind of leave it there. Let's see, where do I go? Let me go to a typical, let me go to Arsenal. Can't think of any other website. So Arsenal.com. Can you see it? Yeah, you can. Okay, so we'll go there and it should ask me. There you go. Now, the reason why I'm going to paint, because I think most of us will have this issue. If we're browsing the internet, we're going to have this issue. So I'm trying to make sure that I'm teaching you exactly what you need to do. If you're dropping comments, which I can't see at the moment, I can see, but no one is, just Zachary's, and I will come back to him just before we close out. But you can see I've just gone to arsenal.com. This is a law, by the way, that the government have placed on every website vendor. You must allow people, basically this is consent. It's all linked to the privacy laws, GDPR and all that. You must tell people what you're collecting from them, and they have to have a choice, consent or deny consent. And this is that's basically what this is. It says we use cookies to improve your browsing experience and help us improve our websites. We and carefully selected third parties also use cookies to show more relevant ads online. By clicking accept all cookies, you agree to our use of cookies in accordance with our cookie policy. And if you look at the cookie policy, they're telling you we're going to dump this onto your system to make the browser, to basically effect what we've promised, But if you, as it says, if you wish to manage your cookie settings, please click customize. But I know generally if you want something in a hurry, you just accept all. And by accepting all, you're allowing people to drop more than they need to. That's important on your system. And if you visit a random website that is rogue, picture the damage, okay? So for this too, even though it's Arsenal, just so that I teach you, we go to customize. And it tells you, and this is the typical picture that I expect. The necessary cookies, as you can see, there is always active. Can't touch it, can't edit it. It's always active. And it tells you that the cookies are essential for the website to operate. End of discussion, okay? However, by accepting all, you're accepting this, this, and this, which you shouldn't do. Just in case someone just came, shouldn't do that. So I'm going to disable them again, okay? And then, because it says functional cookies, analytical, and targeting. You don't need that noise. Because if I say targeting Arsenal, my beloved Arsenal, will start sending me stuff that I may not be interested in. Okay? So to keep it sweet, just anything that will allow me browse the website is enough for me. And once you are happy, like we've not enabled any of those three and we just have the always active, you say, confirm my choices. This is as simple as it gets. I don't, all that noise and flash or flush or whatever it's called, it's too much. Just let me choose what I want, and Arsenal, my beloved Arsenal, are doing just that. And then we finish, you confirm my choices and you have access. Okay? I took those pains because it's important. I didn't want to see the scores. This is just me making sure that I can teach you, and Arsenal was on the other site I could go to. All right? So that is, those are cookies. Okay? Reject, accept, and customize. Always customize. Don't be in a hurry. Don't be in a hurry to browse a website by just accepting all. That is dangerous beyond imagination. So just make sure that you are always customizing, or you're allowed to choose what one or what option or what things you want dumped onto your system. Okay, so we've spoken about cookies. I did say, what else did I say I was going to cover? I'm coming to the scam. I did say captive Wi-Fi. Okay. Let's see. Where can I get? Gonna be tricky. I'm just checking to make sure that I can get you the captive Wi-Fi stuff. And I don't think I saved it onto, or did I? That's painful. I prepared but didn't prepare enough. What can we do? Can I search? Let's see. Captive. Yeah. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? This is a promise, because I'll give us, I can't do it. The time will not permit. I took too much time explaining the news item about the UK government and Apple. So I would either choose a day. I've already scheduled what we're doing on, have I? Maybe not. So maybe Monday. Yeah, I'll prepare to have a live on Monday at 6 p.m. just speaking about captive Wi-Fi. That's my promise, okay? And I'll shift what I was supposed to share on Monday to another date, or rather another Monday, all right? Because on Mondays we speak about, at 6 p.m., we speak about, we speak about cyber safety and security. So we'll do that on Monday. Captive Wi-Fi. Promise, okay? Maybe, I'll do that. Okay. But the scam is one that I'm not going to put off because it's real. Now, it's so unfortunate that in desperate times, we generally take our eyes off the ball. And I can't promise or tell you categorically that, because I have said in the past that I take the blows, by testing some of these things so that you don't have to take those blows. I can't say for a fact that this was the case. If anything, I'll label it as greed, not greed, as desperation. I was looking for, something to do that will pay some money for my time. And someone from Total Jobs, I think it's Total IT Jobs, Total Jobs also. It's supposed to be a job search vendor in the UK. So I got I got a ping via WhatsApp from a mobile number about a job that met my profile. And I am registered on Total Jobs or Total IT Jobs. And it's supposed to be a red flag because they don't reach out to you that way. If anything, they'll come through LinkedIn. But even LinkedIn is a bit, I'm still researching that to see if that's also legit. But ultimately, they have to reach you. And they tell you, this my case, via WhatsApp, that I met the profile and that that I should reach out to another number for the person to talk through the job description and what the nature of the work is. Okay. I'm pleased if you're here with me. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. You know, we're on our journey to 1K. It'd be nice to get at least 10 subscriptions through this live. I'm being modest. But let's get there quickly. I want to stop asking you to subscribe and just having you subscribe. At the moment, subscription is a thing because to get to the threshold where I no longer need hand-holding and God willing, the platform can self-fund and self-support itself. And then you can also support, you know, via other ways. We've got to hit the 1K. So if you find value on this platform or from this platform, the least you can do, especially when you subscribe, you're not just blessing me, you're also getting this information to other people. Please do the necessary. Okay. Continuing with the scam. Yeah, what's a scam? I reached out. Like I said, desperation. I just want to bring more funds into the home. I engaged the person. I'm savvy. By God's grace, think I'm rock solid. It would take a lot to get me. Not the case. All things being equal, it's very difficult to get me. But all things were not equal in this case. So I reached out, and the other party, amazingly, these guys are guys or girls, they're very, very good. Came on WhatsApp with a profile of a pretty lady. The pretty lady was not the flag. It was more that it made it relatable that there was a human being. And that possibly I was speaking to a lady, which brings a tone because ladies are gentle. So how could this beautiful lady harm me? That's the picture. So we went on the conversation. At no point did I speak to her live. It was all, well, I can't even know whether it's her or him because we never spoke. But there's a picture, a profile picture of a lady. I'm going to shorten this. Yeah, because time is going. I promise it won't be more than 5 minutes to go. So the shorter version, I engaged. Person told me that it's a job. The job is data entry, where you provide reviews for products. And the idea there is you view a product, make an assessment, and give it a like, 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, 5 star. And another red flag will be, why would you give a review on a product that you've not bought? You know, red flag. But out of desperation, I didn't think about it. But I was hesitant, really was, because I remember hinting my wife at the time that this looks real, and I'll just keep on investigating. And I kept investigating. Okay, what's the harm? When I have free time, like between jobs or when I come back home early, all I have to do is do reviews. You know, I didn't think I was hurting anybody. And the way you get paid is via crypto. And as I mentioned crypto, I'm sure my brother-in-law will be remembering that I spoke about crypto last Sunday. And I said that, I'm sure I said that as long as you put money you're willing to lose, what's the harm? Yeah, what's the harm? I just still have to shorten this because, like I said, it's 5 minutes, and I don't want to go past that 5 minutes promise. So ultimately, I was doing the review. So I had training. He or she trained me and trained me well because I understood exactly what. And basically, it's an app. There's an app URL they will give you, and for those who may have been visited by them, because the whole idea is to avoid them as a plague. I took some pictures, screenshots, the company, and I hope I am, because if this is a genuine vendor that is doing business, offering, God forbid that it's a gambling site, because as time went on, it did feel like I was gambling, which is where the scam came through or really hurt me. It just felt like, Lawrence, are you sure you're not gambling? Because you're putting, okay, so very quickly, you do the review and submit it. You've got to do 120 reviews every day, and they're 40 each. So you click submit, and after you submit it, it will bring up products. You submit, and it will give you a price for the brand, the profit you make. You just click until you finish your 40. And when you finish your 40, you've got to reach out, ring customer service, ping customer service via chat, and they will reset your account so you can do your next 40 and so forth until you finish 3 sets. So during my training, I obviously did everything looked very quick and sweet. No problem. I said, how hard can this be? You do it, you get X amount of USDC, which is cryptocurrency, and you can withdraw that into your account. So I said I was going to test the process. So I did the 40, did another 40, and I did another 40. Finished the 120, and I got, I think, 50 USDC. And I clicked on withdraw, gave them the details of my account, and the money came through. Hello, money came through. But I was willing to lose that for the overall picture of having a job that I could just do in my free time. Didn't hurt anybody. I was trying to earn instead of binging on other non-necessary stuff. Now I wish I was binging on non-necessary stuff. I've gone past my 5 minutes. And what did I do? Yeah, so that pulled me in because I'd proven the process. Do you see? And having proven the process, it meant that if I continued, whatever hindrance or hurdle I would face, I will conquer. And the hurdle was that I had to pay money. And so the 39 USDC that I gained, don't need to tell you the end. I lost it because during the submit, doing the orders for the 120, at some point, there's an order that will come that will tip you over your current, what is called a wallet balance. And if that has happened, you've got to clear that negative balance. And to clear it, you have to put money inside. Can you see? Saw it as a red flag. And I had to pull away. But remember that I had withdrawn money. So, okay, this hurdle is going to slow me down, but nothing can slow me down. I'm just going to go ahead. So I cleared the balance with the money I had just gotten. It really did clear the balance and allowed me to continue. But that negative balance is the issue. because with a negative balance, you can't actually do any review. You have to clear it first. You can see how they get money. And that balance goes up. So it's not like it's always going to be 39. In my case, it had gone up to 1,000, which meant that I had to clear the balance. And to clear the balance of 1,000, they had given me a bonus, which was 5 times that amount. And if you clear the balance, that 5,000 odd amount will go into your... Can you see how this can hold you in? I pulled the plug. Pulled the plug, immediately informed Action Fraud, sent an email to... And I said I was going to show you this. See, this is the app. Let me see if I can make it bigger. But that's the app that you have to make sure that you can. COGNITOPS. So I did a research, which I should have done before I started this whole thing, but I did a research on them and it looks like a legit company. So I reached out to the contact page, on the contact page of this site that I saw, and said, do you know that rogues are using your logo, you know, to spam or scam people? I spoke to a guy called Alex, and I'm just waiting for that feedback to come. But ultimately, I've pulled the plug. Okay? So if anyone reaches you via WhatsApp on a mobile number telling you that there's a job that matches your profile possibly is on LinkedIn, and that you've got to speak to someone, run for your life. Okay? Block them, report them. You don't want to be doing it. I can tell you that unless you are very liquid, and I say liquid, because I don't even know what will happen if I had cleared the 1,000. Ultimately, we'll just keep going until you transfer. At what point will it be impossible for them to pay you? And then they'll probably close the business down. Bad. Okay, so run away from Cognit until I tell you different. COGNITOPS. If I find out that I was wrong and it's a legitimate company, if it's legitimate, it means it's gambling. It's a gambling site that this chap sold to me as a day-to-day job. Okay, he even said after 4 days you get a salary, $600 USDC. So, yeah, that's I'll leave that alone and try and use the next 5 minutes to answer some questions. Zachary, let's see if I can get Zachary's comment on screen. I should be able to. Come on. I remember seeing this yesterday, and for some strange reason, I seem to be the only person concerned with this news. Okay, so Zachary is referring to the news that I mentioned about the UK government asking Apple to, you know, disable end-to-end encryption on cloud data. And Apple have they've complied, which means your data in the cloud is no longer end-to-end encrypted, which is a disaster for privacy. But for the UK government, they're celebrating it as a win because now rogues can't hide under end-to-end encryption. So it's hard to know whether this is a good thing or a bad thing, but we'll soon keep this space and watch this space. We'll see. Yeah, Zachary repeated the question. Let's look at his second question. Let's see. Some websites can actually... Sorry, let me just get Zachary's thing bigger so that you can see it. Let's see. Some websites actually don't allow... Put it back on. Don't allow you to opt out. Some say you can only use... I sent on that video, Zach, some websites that don't allow you to opt out will have what's called pay to reject. So if they don't allow you opt out, they will have a pay to reject so that you have to pay. And I on the website, I'll put the link in the description. But websites that do this, that don't allow you opt out, say you have to pay to reject. So there may be no option to customize, but you could pay a token to reject the cookie. And I never understood what that meant. When I say understood, I never agreed with that premise that you had to pay to reject cookies. Instead, I'll just go somewhere else. So a site that doesn't, answering Zachary's question, a site that doesn't allow you opt out, which is the technical term, opting out, rejecting or not offering consent as per GDPR. They don't allow you, just clear your browser, make sure you run and go somewhere else. You don't need that aggro. Okay? Oh wow, it's almost just 5 minutes. 5 minutes left. No more questions. Apart from the drama at the beginning, if you're just joining, we had rogues visiting and they have so much time. Rogues infested comments with comments that really someone said, and I'm lost looking at it because I didn't show you. It says I ate my PC. I ate my PC. And then another one said, what about if someone tries beefing with you? So you know that these are rogue when you read the content. If I really had a moderator, I wouldn't have had to do that. But that's the life of a solopreneur, okay? Doing it all myself. At some point as the platform grows, we'll definitely have a moderator so that I'm not bothering with these things. Someone else is on behalf of the platform. Folks, I'm so happy that you joined me. Like I said, apart from the drama before, it's been interesting. We've covered the UK government's situation with Apple and the end-to-end encryption. We've been able to talk about accepting, rejecting, or customizing cookies. And we've also addressed what I think is a trending scam that is targeting the desperate, okay? If you have, and they go for you if you have a job already. Because to fund the negative balance, you need to have funds, okay? Hello. And then if you do that, you'll be able to keep it going. And no one likes losing money. So if I really chase down the money I had already won, then that would have been a hook. Okay, so you can see how it's designed to just keep you in. And God forbid, I celebrate your liquidity. But if you're very liquid, let's say you have so much money, this doesn't end well. Okay, this really doesn't end well. And I looked at the registration information of this company, and they're based in the US. So if you were chasing down, let's say you were really, really stung, if you were chasing down a refund of sorts, be a journey, because FCA won't cover you. ISO.org won't cover you because it's out of the territory. So you can see the amount of things that we need to do. Due diligence. You've got to do a research on companies that offer so much for so little time. You know, make sure that when you see a red flag, you don't ignore it. Research the red flag. Do those things. And these chaps and chappies will not be able to touch you. Okay? I hope I've added some value to your colorful weekend. It's not quite colorful outside, Lawrence. But I hope for a colorful weekend for you. And I pray that I've helped. I think Zachary has just said that, ending with that it does say, 1 second. Come on. Yes, they require pay or subscribe options to get past the accept and continue. Absolutely. Yeah. Pay to reject is the technical term for it. Don't pay money to visit a website. What do they have? Go somewhere else. Okay? All right, folks. We are calling it a wrap. Thank you very much, Zachary, for keeping it going. You don't know. Now you do. You don't know what these things mean. The fact that you sit with me for an hour, you could have been doing something else. And I'm sure it's not just you. There are other people who are with you. Other lovely people who are with you. Thank you for your support. And every other person, my super fan, you're truly, truly the best. Having you guys in my camp keeps me going. Okay? Trey, let's go. All right, guys, until Monday at 6 p.m. when we go into this again. I've been your host, Lawrence Edem. Okay? God bless and goodbye.